what a finish. All they needed was a draw, and they got it. 1-1 the final at Blackburn. The first team promoted from the Championship to the English Premier League on those 86 points. And welcome back here to our Scoreline studio. Alex Perlman, Ian Joy, joined by midfielder Jack Rudoni of a newly promoted Coventry. Congratulations. What was that whole experience like for you? I know you guys knew you needed a draw. You see Thomas's header go in the back of the net to give you that extra point that you absolutely wanted. What was it like? What was the entire atmosphere for you?
No, it was unbelievable. I mean, my header just hit the post like a few minutes before, if it was 5 minutes before, and I thought, oh, maybe it's not going to be our day. And then Bobby's popped up. You know, we scored so many late goals this season that you always have a feeling when we're playing that we're going to score late. And you know, without the fans came in and packed out 7,000 of them in the away end, we couldn't leave without not doing it. So I'm buzzing we could do it for them.
Hey, Jack, what's this journey been like for you? Obviously, been at Coventry now for a couple of years. It's a great feeling when you get your opportunity to play for Frank Lampard. But for you personally now, you're on the way to the Premier League. It's been an unbelievable journey for you personally.
Yeah, no, it's been a really good journey, one that I've learned a lot, and I can't wait to be able to show my ability in the Premier League now. You know, it's been my dream from a kid. It's most people's dream, and to actually do it means a lot, and I just can't wait for next season now to get going and show what I can do in the Premier League.
You probably wish it was August already. Jack, you were on the team last year that came so close, falling in the relegation playoff, or the promotion playoff, that is. Now, knowing what happened and that it was all going to lead to here, what did you guys take out of last year's experience that helped you get there without, you know, needing to worry about those high leverage moments down the stretch?
Yeah, no, I mean, after it was a devastating end last season, but we knew that since the gaffer had come in, that we had been a top tier. We'd been in 1 or 2 position off form from when the gaffer came in. So we knew that next season, if we just carried on our form, how we were playing under the gaffer, that there was no doubt that we would get promoted. And that's what we've done. We've stayed consistent, and you know, the gaffer's done amazing for us, and all the boys have been excellent. And to actually get over the line now feels like a long time coming, since we've been at the top for so long now from kind of the start. So just buzzing that we can actually do it.
Well, we know Frank Lampard obviously is a Premier League legend as a player. Many American fans know him from his time in New York City as a Major League Soccer player. But as a manager, it's not always been easy for him. But for you personally, that connection between yourself, the player, and Frank Lampard, the manager, it seems to be special. You love playing for him. How has he helped develop your game to get you to this moment where now both of you are back in the Prem?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. You know, we have a great relationship, and the way that he's brought on my game, you know, he works with me closely, and it's brilliant to work with someone like him. You know, there's no one better for me in the position I play to learn off him, and I think you can see in my performances how he's helped me just get better and better. And I'm so glad that the work he's put into me can now go into us getting promoted, and I can't wait to do it all again in the Premier League with him next year.
What about the way that your owner comes in, Doug King, and has revolutionized this team in so many ways, getting your stadium back? The supporters are buzzing from this type of season that you guys have had. What does it mean to you to play for someone like that?
I mean, Doug's been amazing, and all the supporters can tell you that as well. What he's done for the club and the city is unbelievable. And to play for an owner like that, it makes you feel so good, and feel happy to do it for him as well. Because I know how much this club means to him, and he's a great guy as well as a great owner. So I'm buzzing for him as well.
Complimenting the owner when you get promoted to the Premier League, not a bad idea when you're looking for that bag of money, is it? Come on, Big Doug, pay us the bonuses. Listen,
I'll be on the phone to him later.
We got a lot of American fans, and I'm sure family out there, who are wanting to obviously know your opinion on the job that Haji Wright has done for the football club, the goals that he has scored, the personality he is in the dressing room for you. How important has Haji been for you?
Haji's been so important. Haji's my boy, man, and he's a goal scorer. I'll tell you that. So he's been brilliant. I talk to him all the time. I know that he's buzzing for the summer. Hopefully he'll be on the plane, and he can do well for the nation. He's been brilliant for us in the last 2 years I've been here, and even the year before he was brilliant as well. I remember playing against him. I think he scored against me. Scores against most people. So no, he's brilliant, and he's a great guy around the place. I love Haji. So I'm buzzing that had a good season and that he's going to the Premier League with me.
Last question before we let you go join the party, because we know that feeling. Getting promoted is something unique and special. Of course, you're going to be focused on Portsmouth now, right? You're not going to go party. You're not going to have a proper night out tonight, are you? What's the plans? Come on, share it with us.
Yeah, we need to know.
No, the job's not finished. So yeah, we'll be back in for recovery and get the title on Tuesday, hopefully.
Yes. Well done. Congratulations.
You should put a tie on, though. Congratulations, Jack. What a season.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Enjoy. America loves you, lad.
How about the job that Lampard has done since November 2024 when he came on board? This team averaging almost 2 points per match, and there's Haji Wright on the bottom right. The American will be in the Premier League as Coventry are back. First time in 25 years. Sometimes you see teams go down from the Premier League, get back the next season. We see it all the time, right? I mean, don't do well in the Premier League, but in the second level, they have a great chance to get back. This has been a journey, a huge story, and it also, I think, says a lot about when you invest in a club of this magnitude and you put in the type of resources you need to. You can make magic happen.
Well, sometimes, Alex, you need individuals to step up and make a difference, right? Coventry City, as I pointed out just a moment ago, were going backwards for many years and decades, actually. And then all of a sudden, someone cared. Someone actually put a bit of love into the football club, and that was Doug King. Obviously, with big investment to be able to clear the debts of that football club from one individual, to clear all of their debts, and then to try his very best to acquire the stadium once again. I think he spent $50 million to try and bring the stadium back to the fans. And now all of a sudden the supporters have that foundation. They have a home to go to. And then when you've got to make a big decision, he also made the decision to appoint Frank Lampard and replace an absolute legend. Mark Robins was a legend, what he did do there. I think it was a decade he was at the football club. He'd been through a lot, got them promoted multiple times. Real big achievement. But couldn't quite get over that final hurdle. So you need maybe a bit of experience. You need maybe that one leader that the players will respond to. That one has contacts to be able to bring better players into the football club. And that just happened to be Frank Lampard. What he has done at Coventry City, for himself, by the way, not just Coventry, what he has done for himself after being criticised for the job that he's done in management, many people thought he was done. Well, let me tell you something. Super Frankie Lampard is back, and back in the Premier League in a big, big way.
Well, we know that a couple of spells in Chelsea didn't exactly go the way that he had hoped for, but with Coventry City in the championship, it has been a very different story. Almost 2 goals per match, a plus 46 goal differential this year. Does he become another hot name? I mean, we talked about Bournemouth potentially looking at him. Lampard did shut down those rumors very quickly, but he's going to be back in the Premier League anyway. Going forward now, does he become a name that around the world we're going to see again in all of these conversations for bigger and bigger jobs?
I think Frank Lampard's name was always tended to be floating around into the big jobs because of his name, because of who he is. He's a Premier League legend, full stop. He's a Premier League legend. For what he did do on the pitch, it's outstanding. What I admire most about Frank, and I was lucky enough to watch him in his final years at New York City Football Club and get to meet him multiple times. Terrific human being. What a great human he is. The way he communicates with people, the way he handled the team. And that was a controversial period of time for NYCFC when they were first into Major League Soccer. They had big names, obviously Pirlo, David Villa. And Frank Lampard was the one who really cared about everyone who was involved in the football club. He's gone into Coventry knowing that this might be his very last chance to get back into the Premier League from the Championship. He's got to prove himself to everybody in the footballing world that he can do it. But Frank Lampard knew that if he could get the attention and the respect from this group of players, he can turn them into a bit of a fortress. These celebrations, they don't happen easy. You've got to get every single player to buy in there. I love moments like this. It actually makes me emotional. I remember getting promoted, obviously, in Germany. What a great feeling. All that hard work pays off. Everyone bought into the project that the ownership was selling, what Frank Lampard was selling. Every player knew one another. They knew what they were doing off the field. This group had a feeling of that. They scared me a little bit in this season, though, Alex, right? They went on that period where they couldn't win a game, and all of a sudden we had this race again. Even Millwall got back into the race, right? So it's been a crazy championship season, which you've watched on our network. But from the get-go, with Haji Wright's goals just banging in the back of the net, how quickly he started out the traps was excellent. Ellis Sims started banging in goals. Rudoni from midfield just being a creator. Van Evik on the right-hand side. They have weapons. They have an absolute roster now that can compete. Sure, they'll need to add a few pieces, but it's not bad when you've just earned yourself at least 150 million in your back pocket here to try and obviously reinforce what Frank's got at the helm right now. Great period of time to be manager of Coventry City, but let's really applaud what the supporters have gone through more than anything else. The supporters have been through hell and they're back in the Prem.